Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. The stock market is open, so you already know I'm buying stocks and I'm adding assets to the portfolio. This week, we are adding a new stock, or an ETF, I should say. It's going to be on the forever. I've been telling you guys I'm going to be switching up a little bit of my strategy going into 2024 as we build the portfolio up. We're now at $14,000, and so the more capital that I put into this, I want to get into some more forever long lasting strategies. And so I'm going to start adding capital to some different stocks, adding some new ETFs. And of course, each and every single week, we're going to buy stocks. So what am I doing here? So, well, anybody that's new here, if you didn't know, my whole goal here is to create passive income with dividends. I like to collect paychecks. I don't like to do any work for them outside of clicking the buy button when I purchase it. I have drip on. I continue to add to this portfolio each and every single week. And right now we are just, we've been at the goal of $150 each and every single month. We might get it done. Actually, we are going to get it done in December, and we want to continue to get it done as time goes forward. So what are we doing? Well, we have some monthly dividend stocks. We have some quarterly dividend stocks, and we just buy stocks each and every single week. And then on the flip side, I also sell some options with the margin buying power in order to, what do we have, $20 on this one. And the reason why I do that is just to continue to grow the portfolio without having to put more cash. So I put more cash in, I sell options, I generate more premium with that, and then I add to my forever assets. So let's take a look where we're at. 14,021.88, just a little bit green for the day. For the week, we're up 625 or 4.67%. For the month, we were up 8.43% or $1,090. 3 months, we were up 1,746, and the buying power right now is 3,084. And so let's take a look. Let's buy the stock that I want to add. We'll look at some of the dividends, and let's see where we're at. So first things first, let's check out our dividends. So we do have some dividends that I think everything in. So I'll just scroll through this quickly because we've already gone through that this month. But these are all the dividends that have come in this month. We have mostly monthly dividend paying stocks, and then we do have some quarterly dividend payings. And what I mean by that is ones that pay every 3 months rather than every month. And that was our VTI and our SCHD that are going to be coming in for the monthlies. So we started off with JEPQ, and we just continue to go down the list. You can see here December 13th, a bunch of those yield max funds came in. And then below that, we had the 14th and then the 15th. All these just reinvested. And all that brings us all the way to GLAD and SPHD, which are towards the very end of the list, right? So with $3.14 coming in for SPHD, and GLAD coming in at $3.82. So one thing I like to look at sometimes from time to time is how we're doing on the position. We're up 8% on this one, $3.82. But I like to come down here and I like to look at the history just to see how our drip has increased over time. So we started this GLAD position back in February when we started the account with 0, and that's at 15 cents. And then you can slowly see as we add to the stock and as the drip continues to increase, we go from 15 cents to 99, $1.28, $1.92, $2.35. And then they had a special dividend of 70 cents there, $2.89, and now $3.34. So you can see the power of the dividend snowball building up each and every single week, even if it's only dollars and or even pennies. You can see the momentum that we're picking up. And if you do this over 5, 10, 15 years, even 30 years, if your entire working history, you can see that the growth can just get exponential. So that's GLAD. I wanted to showcase that there, and that's the dividends we have for the account. But let's get back to what we wanted to add to the account today, and we'll kind of go over it. I purchased $1 worth so we could see it here, and it is VYM. A lot of people own this high-yield dividend ETF. It is a basket of stocks. If we look at it year to date, it's up 2.36%, so not a huge grower. For the year, 4.12%, 5 year 36.88%, and max 119.91%. So not a huge grower, but long term it has potential, and we're gonna add to it. So let's come down here and let's just take a look at it. So there's 453 holdings in this. It's been out since 2006. So top 10 holdings, we have JP Morgan, Exxon, Broadcom, Johnson Johnson, Procter & Gamble, Home Depot, Merrick, AbbVie, Chevron, and PepsiCo. So really big companies, big household names. They all pay dividends. That's 25% of the assets right there, just in those top 10 holdings. And then the sectors, obviously the biggest sector is the financial services, consumer defense, healthcare, energy, utilities. So it kind of just gives you a little bit of everything. And it's another arsenal that I want to add to what we have here. And I think we're gonna probably add to this. At least I'm gonna try to add to it every single month. But as we get more stocks, I've got to spread the love out. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna buy $100 worth of this stock today, and that's gonna be our purchase for the week. It's gonna get us 0.9 shares. And I really just want to add this one, and I'm going to continue to add to it. So it's 0.67% of the list, or percent of the portfolio diversity for right now. Again, I'm going to keep adding to it. I put this towards the top of the list. You can see here my backbones of SCHD and VTI, JEPI and JEPQ. Those are the big backbones to this account. I try to keep, between now these 5 funds, I'm going to try to keep, probably 40 to 50% of the portfolio. So SCHD, we have 23% of the portfolio. VTI, we have 10%, so that's 33%. And then JEPQ, 6.69 and 7.8. So, yeah, I mean, really, it should be pretty easy to keep between those 50% of the portfolio, 40 to 50% of the portfolio, depending on how it grows. But it's another backbone I want to add to the account. It's a little bit different than SCHD. It's definitely different than VTI in terms of the dividend. Even though the VTI did just release their dividend, it was looking pretty good. I'm not sure it's showing pending here yet. Yeah, it'll probably take a little bit. They had a pretty good dividend coming out. And so we're going to add that to the stocks, and we're going to keep investing each and every single week into that. So we're sitting at $14,000. We love to see that. So let's jump over and let's take a look at some things. First and foremost, we want to look at let's look at the dividends first and foremost while we got this up. So this is one thing I really want to focus on, and this is the power of what we're doing here, right? So if you look at this chart, we started January with 0, February with a tiny bit of money, March, April, May. You can just see that we're slowly going up and up and up. Now, one thing to note, obviously the quarters are going to be the biggest marks, right? So the quarters are the biggest marks, and the reason so is because that's when our dividend, our SCHD and our VTI hit. And as we start sprinkling in some of these quarterly dividend payers, which is what I'm kind of been adding as of late with XOM last video, and then VOM this video, we're just going to try to sprinkle it in so we can get a more consistent month-to-month basis, not off just the monthly. So we're gonna bring in some more quarterly dividend payers, so you can see that October, November. I want to see that little more of an upward trajectory. So, but the trajectory is in a good direction. We are obviously on our way up, and we're going to continue on our way up. And we're going to continue diversifying this as well. This is kind of hard to look at on this, but you can see that we're pretty well diversified as time goes on, and we continue to have more money. We diversify the portfolio. We add more dividend payers, and as dividends go up and down on a month-to-month or quarterly basis, you can kind of see it here. So that's where we're at for that. And then the last but not least, we want to look at our December, right? So I think we only have VTI and Devo left for the month that are going to be coming in. VTI is not going to be too crazy. As you can see, the last dividend was $3.93, and before that was $2.90. So I don't know. I'm probably going to guess, $5, $6, $7, somewhere around there. So nothing crazy. And then Devo, you can see it's just been slowly climbing from $2.52, $2.58, $2.76. So probably around the $3 mark. So we'll probably end the month probably around $185 to $190, which is freaking awesome considering that we started this at 0. So that's going to be $185, $190 reinvested into the market, and I didn't do a dang thing for it. So that's the power of dividend. That's the power of drip, and continuously adding to an account. So right around 185, 190 for the month, but we'll recap it at the end of the month. So those are the dividends. Wanted to show it on the spreadsheet. And then last but not least, I just wanted to look at this new VYM that we added, right? So the Vanguard high dividend yield ETF. Dividend yield is 3.95%. Annual dividend, roughly around $4.39. So that's saying, for every share that you own, we almost own one share, we're going to make, $4.39 in a year, right? And then hopefully we get some growth on top of that. That is the point there. And then the last dividend on this was 78 cents. Previous to that, 87 cents, 71 cents. So it kind of jumps around a little bit, but it looks like for the most part, it's above 60 cents for a long time. So that's good to know. For every $100 or so we put in there, we're going to get 60 cents back in a dividend per quarter. So And it looks like this one's paying out. Let's see, payment date. Yeah, so March, June. Yeah, so every 3 months, and it looks like it just cycles on those same cycles every single time. So it's good to see there, and that is the history in the dividend. I think this will be a good stock long term. And as we saw, the growth of it long term, if we go to the all time, it's on an upward trajectory. So we love to see that. And it's going to be a good one to the account. So that's what I got for you this week. That's the stock that we are adding as we continue to go into 2024. We grow the account and we diversify the portfolio. We are going to continue to add more and more stocks, to the account each and every single week. And we're going to continue buying and increasing our dividend income by the end of next year. It sounds kind of crazy, but I would like to try to get around, $300-$400 a month in passive dividend income. Is it a stretch? Yes. Would we be doubling our monthly income? Yes, but I think we could get it done. And we've got some strategies on how we're going to get it done. So make sure you tune in. Thank you, everybody that supports me each and every single week. Don't forget to drop the like. It helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And if you aren't subscribed, definitely subscribe. Going to be bringing content, at least 2 to 3 videos each and every single week, showing options, dividends, and how I'm growing my accounts. But thanks, everybody. Happy investing. Catch you next time.